Do you think you need peace and silence to create something great? Then this video might irritate you a little. Because what I'm about to tell you proves that's just an excuse. The greatest philosopher-emperor in history wrote his most famous work in the middle of cold, mud, and war. And if he could do it, maybe you're just waiting for the right moment to never do anything at all. You've probably seen Stoic phrases floating around. Control what you can control. Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. But let me tell you something that almost no one talks about. A curiosity so far from the obvious that it completely changes the image you have of one of the greatest names in Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius. The man history immortalized as the philosopher-emperor. The mind behind Meditations, one of the most quoted works in Stoic thought. The truth is that most of the pages you read in that book were not born in a palace, nor were they written surrounded by luxury and tranquility. In fact, most of them were written in the freezing cold of Germania, in a military camp. Yes, Marcus Aurelius was not in Rome, dressed in a white toga, philosophizing while sipping wine. He was in the mud. Literally. Picture the scene: makeshift tents, the constant smell of smoke from campfires, the heavy sound of soldiers' boots stomping in soaked mud. In the background, rough voices drilling military orders, the metallic echo of swords clashing. And above all, that cutting cold that pierces armor and heavy cloaks, burning the skin like tiny ice needles. It was there that the emperor, leader of one of the greatest empires in history, spent nights writing. And here's the curious part. He wasn't writing for the world. They weren't speeches to impress senators or official proclamations. They were notes to himself. A private diary, as if he were talking to his own reflection. He reminded himself every day of things he already knew but needed to reinforce. Things like, the control you have is over your mind, not over what happens outside, or other people's opinions do not define your value. If Meditations were written today, they would probably be sticky notes on the fridge or quick entries in the phone's notes app. Simple but powerful messages that he revisited whenever he felt the weight of commanding an empire in crisis. And what a crisis it was! At the time he wrote much of those pages, Rome was facing wars at the borders, political betrayals within the Senate, and plague outbreaks that wiped out entire cities. Marcus Aurelius needed, every single day, a reminder not to be consumed by chaos. That's why he wrote, because deep down, it was a way to stay sane. It was as if, while everything around him burned, he clung to words to keep from losing himself. Now here's the paradox. What he wrote for himself ended up becoming the greatest gift he left to humanity. He wasn't trying to be immortalized as a philosopher. He was trying to survive as a human being. And this is where the story pokes at us in an uncomfortable way. Think about it. How many of your ideas are trapped, hidden, because you think it's not the right time to put them out into the world? How many times do you wait to have more time, more resources, more preparation, while deep down you know the perfect moment may never come? Marcus Aurelius didn't wait for comfort, he didn't wait for calm. He wrote in the middle of the cold, the mud, the noise, the pressure. And maybe that's why his words have crossed centuries. Because they were born from a real place, not from a stage set up to impress. Maybe what you're missing is not more time, but the courage to act now, even if the conditions seem hostile. To write even with noise. To create even with fear. To start even without the ideal moment. Because, in the end, maybe it's right in the middle of chaos that you find your most valuable ideas. And who knows, 1,000 years from now, someone might look at what you did and think, there's no way that was created back then, exactly like we think of Marcus Aurelius today. Here's my challenge for you. Grab a piece of paper, or open your phone's notes app, and write. Write everything that's stuck in your head. Don't wait to be in the perfect place. Don't wait for the ideal mood. Do what Marcus Aurelius did. Write for yourself, as if it were a secret reminder to get through the day. It doesn't matter if it seems too simple or too silly. These words might become what keeps you steady when everything shakes. And more than that, who knows, maybe in the future, they'll help someone get through their own chaos? The right moment is not tomorrow or later. The right moment is now. Go ahead and write. And look, what you just heard is just one curiosity. There's so much more history, so much more philosophy, and so many details about Stoicism that almost no one talks about. But before I continue, I want to know, did you like this video format? Do you want me to bring more curiosities like this, that go beyond the obvious and show the human side of great thinkers? If so, comment below and tell me which part impacted you the most, and which philosopher or topic you'd like to hear about next. And of course, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next ones. Because seriously, what's coming next is going to surprise you.